You're listening to Plants and Politics with Gina Bonanno-Lemos. If you're ready to hear the truth about both sides of the aisle, what's really going on in America, and how big money interests prevent change to keep you sick, broke, and desperate, then play on. Hey everyone, this is Gina. Welcome to Plants and Politics. So over the weekend, there was a really horrific crime, and it might be tied to Jeffrey Epstein and Deutsche Bank. So the 20-year-old son and husband of a federal judge named Esther Salas were both shot by what appears to be an assassin. And that's the rub and issue I have with what's being reported today and who they're trying to allege was the murderer. So a man posing as a FedEx driver shot and killed her 20-year-old son. Absolutely just horrific news. Apparently shot him through the heart. Her husband was also shot and he remains in critical condition. They did surgery on him, so it's unclear as to whether or not he's going to make it. So here's where Epstein and Deutsche Bank come into play. On Thursday of last week, just recently, July 16th, Judge Salas was assigned the lawsuit involving Deutsche Bank that had ties to Jeffrey Epstein. Essentially, the bank was being sued by investors because it was recently reported that Deutsche Bank not only pursued a business relationship with Epstein, but that they ignored red flag laws, which allowed Epstein to funnel money through the bank, which he allegedly earned from his child sex trafficking ring. Why is this important? It's important because recently Deutsche Bank was forced to pay $150 million to regulators for failing to enforce those compliance laws. So there's laws in place that the bank would normally have to look out for red flags, right? Unusual sums of money coming in or out of the bank. They would typically have to or want to keep an eye on high-profile clients, people who had been convicted of crimes, such as Jeffrey Epstein. So the fact that they didn't do this, it made them a target. It made them subject to lawsuits. And so investors claim that they have lost money as a result of the bank's risky and unlawful decisions. Now, it's unclear, it hasn't been proven that these shootings are a result of this judge being given the Deutsche Bank Epstein case. Here's where it gets really convoluted. Police found a body on Monday morning in Liberty, New York, and they later identified the person who was shot as a man, an attorney, and he is a self-proclaimed anti-feminist. His name is Roy Den Hollander, or was Roy Den Hollander, and he worked as a men's rights activist. And he had a case in Judge Salas's court. His case was he was challenging the legality of the military's male-only draft. Now, they're claiming that Roy Den Hollander is the person who shot the judge's son and husband. They don't say why, other than the fact that they found a package in his car that was addressed to Judge Salas. The only reason that they claim this is because of the package that they found in his car. As far as I can tell, I've looked at all of the different news reports that have come out in the recent hours, and he apparently had committed suicide. Why? This makes no sense whatsoever, and I could find not one journalist who asked this question. Why would you go to the extreme of going to a judge's home, first of all, obtaining a FedEx uniform, then going to a judge's home, murdering her son, shooting and critically injuring her husband to take a package from her home and then you kill yourself while the package is still in your possession. If you went to all that trouble, if you went to the extreme of murdering people, I mean, the person who went there with a gun. They clearly had the intention of using it. So you do that to get a package from her home, but then you don't do anything with it before you take your own life. I'm sorry, but I'm waving the bullshit flag on this one. This seems awfully convenient. I mean, I wasn't there. I don't know all of the details, but it seemed like a hit job. So it's still very murky, but I just have a feeling that this was a hit job. There was a serious and very high profile case that was tied to it. It may not be the Epstein case, but it could be another case that was in her court. Now, her attorney or her husband was also an attorney. I should note that it could have something to do with one of his cases. It just seems odd. It just seems very odd. And they also, in none of the reports that I read, did they mention finding a FedEx uniform. But even if they did, it could have been planted. So it just appears to me that this was a hit. Her name being on the package was the message. This is my opinion, again, not based on any fact whatsoever, but this is my opinion. I believe that the FedEx package being left in his car was a message to her to back off on something or to rule some way that they want her to, and that they knew that this attorney had a case in her courtroom. So they planted this evidence to make it look like he was the one who shot her son and husband, and it's sending a message to her. Again, as I always say, just my opinion, but I think I'm right. So I will keep you guys updated on this as well. And I do plan on doing some more stories about Deutsche Bank. There's a whole lot of nasty stuff that's gone on with Deutsche Bank. How they have been allowed to continue in business, I have no idea. But as always, guys, like, share, subscribe, all that good stuff. And be sure to check out Plants and Politics on YouTube so that you can like and subscribe and ring the bell so that you'll be notified of all new stories. I will talk to you soon. Take care. Thanks for listening to Plants and Politics. The only way we can take our country and power back is to spread the truth and build an army. So remember to like, follow, subscribe, and share on Facebook, YouTube, and wherever you listen to your podcasts. Thanks again.